S&C training for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu lower body. First off, the goal of our resistance training should always be to prevent injury, improve performance, and feel good. So, we should not be picking exercises that exacerbate the typical body shapes and compensations created by BJJ. Our BJJ friends spend a lot of time here in lumbar flexion and passive hip external rotation, where the glute muscles are passive but the adductors are working very hard. Therefore, they always lack, or usually lack, hip internal rotation, struggle to hip hinge without flexing their low back, and have weak glutes, calves, and hamstrings. You want to try to create a program that addresses these deficiencies so the athlete doesn't continue to overload certain joints, bones, and tissues, resulting in injury. In this case, probably the low back, groin, and knees. Here are some exercise selection tips that will help us distribute load more evenly through the body. For our deadlifts or hinges, I would definitely start with a kickstand hinge. This is the easiest position to open up some hip internal rotation and create some length through the back of the hip. The kickstand makes it easier for us to push down into the ground and get the calf involved, which helps teach the body to push with the hips and not pull with the back. When we're ready to add more load, I would go with an RDL. This again allows us to create more active length through the glutes, and going from the top down makes it easier to feel if we are flexing the low back. I probably would not go for a sumo, even though we might feel more glutes here, we're not actually opening much space in the hips. Double leg squat, I would go for an anterior loaded squat over a back squat. Anterior loaded squats means we are promoting thoracic extension and limiting loading into a rounded upper back. Don't start with an excessively wide stance or toes really pointed out, as again you won't open up much space in the hips. Try Landmine or a Zecher squat if you struggle to get your elbows high like Boris. Additional mobility drills, I would be doing a 19-90 knee roll to open up some hip IR, a wall hinge to create some length through the glute and hamstrings, and I like to partner this box step up lunge stretch with prone hip extension to remove tightness from the front of the hip and promote usage to the glute through hip extension. I would stay away from anything where you are flexing your low back and passively externally rotating your hip at the same time. Strength accessories, I'd be going for some inside hamstring drills like the short and long lever hamstring bridge, some basic straight leg and bent knee calf raises, and a foam roller bridge, which allows us to really push down using the calf and the hamstring together. And finally, some side lying abduction, allowing us to build some strength through the lateral glute.